Hello and welcome to the Feng Shui Money Couch, where I share Feng Shui wisdom and other woo. My name is Laura Creo, aka the Feng Shui Lady, and today I am very excited to introduce my guest Valerie, a fellow female entrepreneur, a frequency healing practitioner, and suit lady. Valerie has made spreading wellness her mission, and she is sharing her medicine with us today. I met Valerie through the Newport Beach Chamber of Commerce, and she reached out to me to join her exclusive Lux Ladies group, and now we're friends. Welcome to the Money Couch, Valerie.
Thank you, Laura. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you, and especially to talk about your frequency healing technology. Can you tell us a little bit about your healing journey and how you came across this technology?
Yes. So actually, I was extremely sick and didn't understand why. I eventually found out that I'd been living in mold for about 6 years, and also was Lyme toxic with Lyme disease as well. So I was having trouble breathing, brain fog, depleted, complete, no energy, and just felt sick every day. Barely could get out of bed and debilitated from my joints and nerves from the Lyme. And I'd go to the hospital, not being able to breathe, and they'd tell me I was fine and to go home.
Now, the Lyme, is that, I know mold was a thing, but how do you get the Lyme?
I don't believe it's just from tick bites, because I don't recall ever being bitten by a tick. It actually has supposedly been released in the air, and everybody that I scan, most people do have strains of Lyme in their system, the energy of the Lyme frequency.
Interesting.
Because I was shocked by it too. I had a chiropractor doing energy testing with me, and he said, "Oh, you're absolutely Lyme sick and mold." So I did find frequencies. I have known about different things, like Dr. Hulda Clark from years ago had a zapper, and it was a frequency machine that she created many, many years ago. So I was aware of things like that, but then I invested in a few frequency technologies, and that is the only way that I healed my body. My nervous system was out of whack by being attacked from all these invaders, because when you have
So it was the mold and the Lyme.
and then of course parasites and all the things tend to collect in your system when your immune system is down.
Sure.
And so they all were taking over.
Now, when did that happen? When did that start for you, those health issues?
So the house I moved into in 2017, I believe, definitely had mold, probably before I got in. And then I didn't realize it till 2022. And it was really bad, and I just really had no quality of life, really didn't want to live, and am grateful to have figured out what it was, and then was able to use systems to disable and detox. Yeah.
And how many years were you really sick like that?
Probably 2018 to 22 was 21 and 22 were the worst, but
the peak.
Really after being in the house for about a year, I just noticed my breathing issues, and it was worse at night because mold spores build a community in your nasal passage. But yeah, it's undeniable how frequencies can heal your body non-invasively and harmoniously.
Great. Well, or not great, but great that you found a solution.
Yes.
Now, how did you come across the frequency technology? Like, who introduced you to it?
So, the first system that I found was through my chiropractor, who he would use these Rife machines on me, and I'd have to lay there in front of it for a few hours at a time sometimes. And and he told me to get the same machine. He wasn't selling them, but he showed me what it was, and I got one of those. And I would have to lay in front of it every morning for 45 minutes for the Lyme frequency and another 15 for the mold frequency. So I was laying there for an hour before I could do anything.
What's a Rife machine?
Dr. Royal Rife is a very well-known scientist, I guess,
Okay.
doctor, who created a bunch, like all the frequencies that are what heals our body. So every ailment and everything has its own frequency. So applying those frequencies to your body, say it's flu or mold or Lyme or whatever it is, it goes in and disables that ailment. The frequencies can just literally disable and detox them out of your system. So I started with the large Rife machine, and then I have another small portable device, but actually my most recent and preferred system is just a login where I can run things anytime, anywhere I go. And I don't need a machine that breaks down or that I have to ship back, and I can run it unlimited for myself, my family, and animals. They are very receptive to frequencies.
Now, when you say login, because people aren't going to understand what that is, so it's how did you come across the company that you're working with now, the technology that is done basically online? Like once you get set up online, they're able to basically you pull send you the frequencies through a link, I suppose, and the frequencies, because you call them frequencies, but I also think it's sound.
It's energy healing, so it's also color healing, color frequencies.
Yeah.
Hertz. People can call it frequencies or hertz.
Yeah.
It's light, so light, color, sound, and all of it is based on energy. Yes.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. So, and did somebody introduce that to you, or did you just uncover it online? Or
so I was running a small device that I have for a friend who was having profound grief from a loss of a family member. And she, within a few minutes, just perked up and said, "Oh my God!" We were at breakfast. She just couldn't believe how light she felt all of a sudden. She's like, "Oh my God, I have to get this. It's so great." And then she did her own research on it before purchasing something, as I would do. And she brought another system to me, and I said, "I don't need one. I have two." And then I checked it out, and it's so much more thorough and detailed and easy and unlimited, and gives full reports of everything going on in your body that there's no way I could not receive something that was brought to me at that point. I was really impressed with it. So
that's amazing. So it was a friend that and she was going through her own thing, and you saw how it worked for her.
It worked. What I used on her worked for her, and then she went and did research and found this other
something.
System. So she
Okay,
introduced
so
it to
cross
me right
pollination. Got it.
Yeah.
And so you were already on this frequency journey, and it was a lot of trial and error. Not so much error, but just working with it until you found just the right technology that served you the best.
Yes, and I still use all three, but typically I use the one login. So you just log into any phone or iPad or computer to be able to send frequencies to your body or your family or your animals.
And just to make this tangible for you guys, because I know you're like, what the hell? What does she mean? So in my case, so you did a scan on me, and it's this very detailed report that honestly, you might want to take it to a doctor. Right? Because some of the stuff is I've never heard of this or whatever. But I'm going to be seeing my OBGYN soon. So I'm going to take it and show her some of the stuff, that has to do with estrogen and testosterone. Yeah. And just hey, I had this scan. Can we up this, or whatever? But I think it's really useful if you're already working, you're doing maybe blood work and different things, as sort of an additional layer that's even more detailed that they're not going to be able to do just with blood work, right?
It's absolutely more detailed, and I don't really need a doctor, in my opinion, unless I were to need a surgery. I feel like I have so much that I can learn, that I have learned from this system.
Right.
It actually balances my hormones. It shows me my blood chemistry, says everything is frequency. So I've actually matched the chemistry of the blood from my dog last year when he almost he had acute kidney failure, and I was running frequencies and healed him from that. The system allowed his body to heal that. But we got a blood test at the vet just because I just wanted to double check it, and it was actually the same exact areas on the liver panel that showed on his blood in the frequency report. So it completely matched from what the vet said, and that was a $200 blood test, whereas I had it under my system included in what I use every day.
Yeah. And the other layer of it that I think is important to note is that there's also a sound, you can create playlists and listen to them, and the sound frequency then heals you with specific and a multitude of options. It could be for grief or for pain or for a headache, or there's an endless number of sound frequencies that you can download and listen to.
Yes,
correct.
Absolutely. So everything starts with the brain. There is a area in the system where you can click. It's called Inner Voice, where you speak to it for 10 seconds, and then it gives you a music with frequencies behind it that go in to balance everything going on in your brain with emotions and mental currently. And it's a beautiful music. It's calming. It feels great, and it just brings you back to grounded. There's also a huge library of frequencies for literally everything: essential oils, flowers, homeopathics, any type of ailment you could possibly think of. And all of those have a different sound. Yes, you can hear the sound or you don't have to. Those frequencies are going into your body without hearing the sound, but I do both. And there's also frequency patches that we can apply those frequencies to and wear it just for extra power.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. I mean, there's so many applications for it, and I think it's definitely worth exploring. If whether or not you're on a health journey, but especially for people who are on a health journey and they're frustrated with, traditional medicine and drugs and things that really aren't solving anything, but rather masking
Absolutely.
symptoms.
Yes.
What this does, it's an actual solution. It's not masking anything. It is solving it.
Definitely. It brings the body back into homeostasis where we always feel good all the time. And it's like a workout as well. So running it every day, just like you would go to the gym or do certain things that make you feel good daily. That's just a go-to for me every morning. And then I check again at night to see what minerals or vitamins, any supplements that my body is wanting. It shows that as well, which also helps you save money on supplements that you don't need.
Yeah, so it's a great daily kind of like tune in.
It's a tune-up.
Yeah, tune in, tune out.
Tune up. I love that. Yeah.
Tune out. No.
Yeah. And then go to bed and tune out. Yes.
Yeah. No, that's wonderful. And so she shared the technology with me, and I thought, oh my gosh, we definitely need to talk about this on the pod, let more people know about it. So if somebody was interested in experimenting with this and reaching out to you, would that work?
So frequencies travel anywhere. Energy is unlimited. So I do scan people globally. I've scanned people in Greece and Zimbabwe and London and everywhere. And not one person doesn't resonate with what their report shows. They always align with what they're seeing and they know their body better than anyone. I like to say, except a frequency system. It actually is highly intelligent and predictive. So typically I do scans for people anywhere remotely. And all it requires is your photo and a few of the details about you, and the system will quantum entangle with you to send you those frequencies.
So if somebody wanted to work with you, they had a particular health issue, they didn't necessarily want to get the machine, because I know you also sell the actual system.
So the system is a login. The machine used to be a $40,000 machine only given to practitioners, and the company made it so that everybody could have it on their own phone or computer.
Okay.
Because the world is sick and everybody has something that they're dealing with. The medical industry hasn't solved things for many people, and whoever's tired of constantly spending money or time or waiting periods to see specialists, this is something that you could try, and I've only seen success with anybody that's used it, animals and humans.
I mean, it's a great diagnostic tool. And even if you are working with a medical person, because I think there are some great holistic medical people that I've come across, you can pair this with that. You can do it on its own. But if somebody wanted to reach out and work with you, how do you work with them?
My website is divinefrequency.info. And the company likes to say that it's not a diagnostic tool,
but it is.
But
just
the report.
I don't work for the company, so I can say my experience of it was looking at the report. It was extremely it was just like when I go to the doctor and get a blood panel, and it's like, oh, you've got this and that. It's just the same thing. It's like, oh, you have, there's mold in your environment.
Right.
You check that out, or your testosterone. My testosterone was really good. And by the way, women, we need testosterone, and it helps you with your sex life. But yeah, so I was like, great, my testosterone is really good.
Yeah, so it does show a lot. It shows the toxins in your body. So yes, it's cheaper than buying a mold test for your home, because if it's in your body, it's in your home, it's most likely the same. And these scans can show the levels of mold and the types of mold in your body, as well as parasites and metals and candida and all of the things. But it's an energy. So it shows a higher or a lower energy level, or a chronic or acute level of those things in your body. And I do also believe that it's
a diagnostic
tool.
I'll say it. Yeah.
But yes, the company chooses not to say that, so I have to throw that out there. But for me,
because of the FDA,
I believe it, as I've tested it for years, over and over, and every single time it's on point and accurate. So
yeah. But it also tests for things like grief and, like it also has other,
Yes.
More wooey,
emotional and mental. Yeah.
Emotional and mental and psychological and all of that, which I think is awesome because it's very holistic. It's like the whole
everything. Yeah. Everything starts in our brain. Our dis-ease all starts here. Also, of course, things that we eat and things we do, but what we're saying and thinking is here, and what we tell our brain, it believes. So if people are saying they're in pain all the time or they have this ailment and they're owning it, it's creating it further. It's telling the brain, yeah, that's what we're doing. So it helps to go in to balance the brain so that we're not feeling those emotions, and also creates a healthier atmosphere for the body to not create dis-ease. And it can go in and disable those things, yes, but there's playlists that you can create in the system like I do. And some of them are from, I have one called Calm, and it's for love and anti-stress. And it also has wealth and abundance and emotion, ultimate emotions is another frequency. So all of those things are being balanced when I run Calm, which I needed this morning, as I told you, when I was having some tech issues.
She doesn't love tech, but it took me a minute to like make friends with tech, and now tech is my lover. Okay.
I love it.
We are getting along great, and I'm going to help you get along great
Laura.
with tech too. But I also want to talk about your suiting. I'm the feng shui lady and she's the suit lady. So she, we all wear many different hats. Yes. But let's talk a little bit about that, because you are the person, and I'd heard this before, like David Gingham talks about this, that materials, and I do fashion feng shui, but I have a different approach. I'm looking at the elements, but you were driving home the point that the fabrics have a frequency, and that linen has one of the highest frequencies, if not the highest frequency, of the natural fibers. And this suit is inspired by Valerie. I wore it in honor of you because I bought this. I was like, then I need a power suit. I need a high frequency linen suit. And I got it. I feel great in it. Also, white in feng shui is very high frequency. It actually represents luxury and metal element. And so thank you for inspiring me, and tell us about your suiting.
Yes, thank you. So I am the suit lady as well as a frequency chick, I guess. But Luxe Custom Suit is the suit website. I guide clients through designing their own custom suit. So I don't like to say I'm designing, because I want my clients to feel invested in whatever they're choosing. They're going to pick the lining, the buttons, the style, the lapel, and the fabric, of course. This is a gold suit. You may not see it from there, but it's got little gold sparkles everywhere, and it actually is 100% wool.
It is?
Hers is linen. And so wool and linen both come in at 5,000 hertz on the frequency scale. And they, as mentioned in the Bible, are never to be worn together. So no linen dress with a wool sweater.
But that would be weird anyway.
Well, not necessarily. Even like a linen sheet bed, maybe they'd have a wool throw on it.
Oh, yeah. But as far as wardrobing, it's unusual to say wear like a linen.
Well, I've worn a maxi dress before that's full linen, and then I would go to grab a cardigan, and I just don't want to grab wool.
Gotcha.
So probably cotton or something, but yes, and our bodies, I don't want to get into all that if you don't want to cover all the frequency
No, but
stuff,
I think it's super fun. I listen, I'm all about it. With the fashion feng shui, I've become really focused on, our bodies are our most intimate environment. Yes, feng shui is about, working with your environment, but what could be more intimate than your physical
what we live in,
vessel?
Our body living in, yeah.
And so I'm really into, what I wear, how I feel. I mean, I'll change my outfit like 10 times until it just, I got it just right.
Yes.
But there's a reason for that, because it is impacting how you feel and how you project and how you show up. And we are our own billboards.
Yes.
So you're communicating so much through your clothes, but when you get into the frequency aspect of it, it's also a health thing.
Absolutely. So 5,000 is definitely raising our vibration to be in this type of fabric. And then organic cotton is 100. And
5,000, 100, 5,000. That is a huge disparity.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
So most healthy humans are anywhere from around 80 to 100 frequency. And then the organic cotton can match that. And if you're wearing a higher frequency, it helps you feel healthier and rise to that frequency. But if you're wearing lower frequencies, like
Like
polys,
synthetics.
rayon, any synthetics, even bamboo and silk. It depends on how they're created, but most of them are a dead frequency, which is like 10 or 15. And that puts a strain on our bodies to be wearing anything like that. And rayon can actually cause chest pains, which I experienced. It's crazy.
Well, you're very sensitive.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
But I looked it up and I'm like, can this, because I couldn't believe it. I was wearing, it was a Free People dress and it was all rayon and I love the feel of rayon, but I can't wear it anymore.
Oh.
So yeah, those frequencies cause a strain on the body and can cause health issues ultimately if we're always in them. And then colors also are a factor.
Are
in frequency.
absolutely a frequency. I mean, my big thing, the other reason I love white is because it reflects and
Yes.
protects.
Yes.
So it's the color, like for instance, if you do plant medicine, like ayahuasca, they advise you, the shaman, to wear white or at the very least pastels, very light colors, because it reflects. Whereas if you were to wear black to an ayahuasca ceremony, watch out, because it absorbs and there's a lot of energy happening there. And people are releasing, negative energies, and you don't want to absorb any of that. So it, to me, is the highest frequency, not just in the material, but the choice of color for, let's say, I'm doing space clearing or I'm presenting. I'm going to feel like as protected and elevated as possible in white, and then with that second layer of also being in linen.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously black is a heavy, dense, lower vibration. And in fact, there is no frequency for black because it doesn't hold any, how do I word this? It doesn't absorb any frequency. I can't explain it right, but I had the answer earlier.
Well, listen, I mean, I love black.
And black, it looks great. It just isn't the greatest for our health and, rising
But
frequency.
what I do find is I can't wear black when I'm feeling vulnerable, sad, upset, or going into a situation that I might be, feeling insecure. And if I'm in any way feeling vulnerable, I will not wear black. But I do love to wear black. And from a feng shui perspective, black is water element. It's depth. It's creativity. It is spiritual, like woo.
Yeah.
It's basically dancing to the beat of your own drum energy and more, mystical.
Yeah.
But that can also be shadow stuff too.
Of course.
But I think it's appropriate in certain, circumstances. It's also very flattering. So, but you pick and choose when that color makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do love some black pieces that I have. I tend to gravitate toward white and gold and light colors, but and bright colors. But yeah, there's certain pieces in black that I'll wear. But I think someone wearing it every day, that's where it starts to affect your mood and your mental state because it's just a darker energy.
Well, I think it's fun to pair it with the contrast colors. And
Black and white looks good.
The other thing with feng shui is that sometimes, let's say you are wearing black, maybe underneath you're wearing hot pink underwear. You know what I mean? So it's not just what's seen. The unseen is having an impact as well. So if you want to balance things out, you can, bring in other elements. So if I'm wearing water, I make sure that I wear it, say, in a fiery way. So, I mean, I'm wearing a little crop top, and this is water, but I'm wearing it in a fiery way because it's revealing. Yeah. So then it becomes fire. So if you're showing more skin from a feng shui perspective, then you're calling attention to yourself, and that's sort of fire energy. Yeah. But yeah, so if you're gonna wear black, then maybe throw in a little like red underwear or white or a white coat, to lighten up the energy.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So if people are interested in your suiting, how does that work?
So I do offer remote design. I've designed with clients all over USA. Pretty easily. I just have someone there to measure you, and I guide you through that on FaceTime or Zoom. Typically, if anybody wants to do a suit in person, I'm in Southern California, and I also offer travel in California.
Yeah, she's got some gorgeous suits, and really fun ones. You did a little shorts number one time at one of the Newport Beach Chamber of Commerce events that I saw you in, and you were looking super chic.
Yes. Thank you. And you can design anything you want inside. So this says,
the liner.
I want to be Barbie. The bitch has everything. And you can create anything you want inside the lining. I have my dog's pictures in one. I have blue butterflies in another, and $100 bills.
Positive messaging.
Yes, that's my money suit. But yes, so much fun.
Yeah, no, all that matters, all that counts. That is this is fashion feng shui at its best.
Yeah, and logos too. You could put your logo in there. You
Absolutely.
Put the feng shui lady.
The yin yang symbols.
Yep.
Things like that. That's super fun. So now we met through the Newport Beach Chamber of Commerce, and you are quite the little networking queen.
I enjoy it. It's fun.
Yeah. And, it's funny because for me, I had not been very social for a few years. COVID kind of turned me into a bit of a hermit. And so coming to Orange County, and then I recently had a breakup, I was like, I'm going to have to leave the house. And meet people if I want to build my business, if I want to have any kind of a social life. And I just want to thank you because you were so, welcoming. And I'm, new to this area. And you're among some of the lovely people that since I've come to Orange County, I really feel like a renewed faith in humanity.
Yay, I love that.
Because you actually, I don't even know if we'd exchanged cards, but you called me kind of out of the blue, and it's like, I saw you at one of these events, and maybe we did exchange cards, but we hadn't talked.
Yeah.
And I never ever pick up my phone to a strange number, and for whatever reason, when you called, I was like, it's a 949 number. Maybe it's one of the people I recently met. I'm going to go ahead and pick this up.
Cool.
I'm going to do a leap of faith, right? And I just want to say I'm so glad that we met and that you invited me into your own networking group. I'm meeting all these amazing women.
Yeah.
I mean, the Newport Beach Chamber, it's a mix of professionals, obviously men and women, but I think it's really fun to be part of a woman's group, and the fact that you're building this group and you're sharing your medicine with them. I call it medicine.
Yeah.
I know it's not technically medicine, but I can also call it feng shui medicine.
Yeah,
if
of
that
course.
gives any
No,
context.
I love that. Yeah.
So can you talk about you starting your own networking?
Yes.
Side
So
group?
yes. I've been networking at different groups for about 3 years and joined the chamber about a year ago, or almost a year ago. And I've just learned what I do and don't like about different groups and how they do it. And I used to about 3 years ago, I wanted to do my own before I started going. And I was looking into it, and I thought, I found a few that I just liked going to, and I'd rather not have to do it myself. And then finally, I was wanting to present at one of the groups I would go to so that I could share the frequency healing with people, because I think everyone needs to know about it. Whether they do it or not is their choice, but we all need to know there's a really easy way to heal. And I was told that I could not, because then everybody would want to. And I didn't understand that, because, we all pay to go to this event and we're not allowed to speak more than the 15 or 30 seconds. And so I wanted to make it to where my members got to present their business in an 8-minute segment, including Q&A. So 3 presenters each month, and then everybody gets a minute to speak about what they do. And then we're mixing also throughout the event. And I love it. I'm curating the people that join. I'm trying not to let it oversaturate each industry.
Yeah.
And it's
great.
just, God, it's such a good energy, and I've been having such a great time with it. Thank you for asking.
Oh, thank you. Well, and also I met Shayna, who's going to be coming on the Money
Yes.
Couch later this week to
Yes.
talk about human design.
Yeah.
And I met her through the Lux Ladies Network.
Yes.
And so how did you meet Shayna?
I met her when I first started mixing in 2023. I met her and Molly, and they do the Hydrogen Hustlers water as well.
Yes,
as
she has a
human
couple. We
design.
all wear a couple
We
different
all
hats.
are doing lots of
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
So yeah, I met them through that, and then I just recently learned about. Well, I knew about human design then, but it sort of just went in one air. The timing is always a thing, and this year I finally delved into it and found out my type. And I mean, it's just so freeing to know who you really are, and to not try to be someone else that we were programmed to be in this world. And it's incredible. And I'm just so fired up about it. And I can't wait to watch that interview.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to her. And I think that the irony for me is the paradox of in human design. Yes, I'm a generator, and you're also a generator, manifesting generator, which totally makes sense. Starting your own group. She's a real go-getter. But when I found out that I was the hermit and the opportunist, I'm like, those are complete opposite energies. And I've been living in the hermit, and we'll get into this when Shayna comes. Is it the hermit
opportunist? Is that what are your numbers?
There's I forget the number. It's hermit and opportunist, which is the opportunist is like a social, little social butterfly versus a hermit, and both things are true. And it was like,
that's what mine is too. I think we're both 2-4.
Yeah. I didn't realize you also have. So it's a really complicated way to be, because I can think, like, every time I have to go to a networking event, sometimes, like, I just was going through a breakup and I was just like, I can't, I'm so sad. And then I would go.
Just want to crawl in your cave.
Right. I wanted to be a hermit. I wanted to wallow or whatever. And then I would leave the house and I would go to these events, but I had to drag myself.
Yes.
And then I'd get there and have the best time. I was like, this is great, and it really, I feel like it pulled me out of my funk. And I realize now that for me, it's very good to be around groups of people, the right kind, like intimate groups, like not the mall. The mall, I will like get really like anxious or at least not for extended periods of time. But anyway, well, I'll be talking more about that with Shayna, but I'm just really excited because it helps you, understand yourself and what your operation,
why we do the things we do.
Yeah, how your operational system works and how to maximize on that.
Because it's how we were designed, and
we're doing Shayna's thing.
I know.
But you guys,
it's too cool.
That episode will be next week. And they come out every Friday. They drop every Friday on Substack, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. So please subscribe and support the show. I have a lot of exciting guests coming up. And now that I'm in, networking with all these women, I want to share their magic and their medicine with you guys, as well as feng shui. And I just thank you so much for joining me today, Valerie. Yay!
Thank you.
Let's see the wool and the linen touch. Hopefully
we're okay.
It's a frequency, not a frequency frequency emergency. But everybody, thank you so much for tuning in and supporting. And please like, share, and of course subscribe. Cheers, everyone, and ciao. For now.
Thank you.
Adios.
Bye.